When Harry fell in love and got engaged, I think the majority of the British people were very happy for him. Meghan was a good-looking actress, and this was perceived by many as having a huge advantage. She was someone who was used to pretending, and even if she didn't enjoy every moment of her public duties as a royal, she would be able to act as if she did. She liked being in the public eye, and she certainly would be as the wife of Harry, and she seemed happy at the opportunity to be part of the royal family. In fact, a very auspicious start to their relationship with the people. So what did Meghan do to earn the dislike of the British public? Well, for a start, she had us believe she adored Harry, and she wanted to be by his side, helping him in his role as a prominent member of the royal family. She wanted to support him, as Harry said he looked forward to a working life with her by his side. Harry and Meghan interview in full. She kept up this charade until after their wedding, and then it all started to fall apart, and the British people realized they had been taken for suckers, and we don't like that. Throughout her engagement, she had been given advice as to how to be a royal, but, aged 37, she didn't want to be told what to do. Instead, she decided she would do it her way and hit the ground running. So, from the start of their marriage, it became clear Meghan didn't like the subdued nature of her royal duties, and she certainly wasn't going to walk behind Harry. No, she wanted to be the star of the show. And the tide of public opinion started to change. At first, people made excuses new to royal life, settling in, giving her time, giving her due. On the few occasions she had to meet and greet in the open, she appeared to do it well, but, for some reason unknown, everywhere Meghan and Harry went out together, she clutched his hand or his arm, and this started to grate. She also had her hand on his back, she, the dominant one, and yet pushed forward to be in front of Harry at every opportunity. A pattern started to emerge. She had Harry where she wanted him, adoring, and still starstruck that this lovely creature wanted to be with him. In his adult life, no other girl had wanted to be with him enough to give up their career and spend the rest of their life with him. For Harry, this was proof that Meghan loved him, and would be the perfect consort to his prince. Then she got pregnant, and Harry's adoration increased. A father at last, bliss in every way. Photos appeared of them together, on tour, visiting charitable events, and Meghan was praised for the way in which she managed herself and the job. Then things started to change, and so did the attitudes of the British people. There was the baby shower in New York, for instance, and the cost of the clothes Meghan was wearing. Who does she think she is, a film star? As the pregnancy neared its end, we weren't allowed to know where the baby was to be born. There was to be no news about when she went into labor. She wasn't going to do the traditional appearance on leaving the hospital with her newborn. We weren't to see any photographs of the infant. When the photo finally came, we saw a baby's 2 feet. Could have been any baby, but 2 feet was what we got. Then another of a baby with only head and eyes showing, the rest covered by a hand. Next came the christening. But we weren't allowed to know the names of godparents or who attended the christening until there was one photo of the immediate family post-event: Harry, Meghan, and Archie with Doria, Charles and Camilla, William and Kate, plus Harry's 2 aunts, Lady Sarah McCorquodale and Lady Jane Fellows, and that was all we were allowed to know. Of course, there was the Wimbledon episode when Meghan was described as being a nightmare for the staff. Meghan flew to watch Serena Williams play tennis, but she and Harry refused to visit the Queen at Balmoral. The list of publicity faux pas goes on until they went on their trip to South Africa, and that's when Archie came out from the shadows and was shown off proudly to the people of that country, not least Archbishop Desmond Tutu, who actually got to hold Archie and kiss him. Well, thought the British public, we weren't good enough to be shown their baby, but they aren't having that same problem in South Africa, and even if people were not starting to suspect something strange was going on with the Sussexes before, then this is when it became obvious. We all know what happened next. Meghan wasn't thriving, so they go off on a 6-week vacation, which takes in Christmas, a time when all the family gather together with the Queen. But no, not them. And lastly, but by no means the last we will hear of them, comes the move to first Canada and now Los Angeles, stepping down reluctantly as senior royals and pursuing their own careers in private. Pull the other one, Meghan. So now we have Meghan and Harry, who have turned all the Windsor duty and honor on its head. Harry seems to have married someone without a thought for how she would even fit into the royal family. And for her part, Meghan seems to have approached the marriage with more of a "what can the royals do for me" attitude as opposed to "how can I serve the people of the United Kingdom?" And that, ultimately, is what it boils down to. The House of Windsor is meant to serve the kingdom, not the other way around. King Edward, Princess Margaret, Prince Charles, and Prince William all tried to do what was best for the kingdom with their marriages. Harry and Meghan seem to have disregarded all of that and want to do only what is best for them. The controversy surrounding Meghan Markle hasn't stopped at her public grievances. Reports leaked about her mistreatment of staff, and she was criticized for complaining about her life while in Africa, a country plagued by poverty and starvation. Meghan seemed to believe the Queen would step aside for her, but the public was watching closely. Anyone joining the royals faces challenges, but this self-important, vindictive woman only got worse, constantly playing the victim. Her father, who doted on her, helped create this monster. She won't stop until she wears the Queen out. Despite the Queen's husband being in the hospital, Meghan shows no respect or decency. She constantly stirs trouble instead of getting on with her own life. I hesitate to express how I feel about Meghan Markle, but I can no longer make excuses for her. She is dangerous, and her racist remarks about the white people of Britain are putting others in danger. What she doesn't realize is that many bright black people in the UK see through her as well. My family's mixed race, and I'm sick of this low-class woman insulting my country. Meghan should leave Elizabeth and her family alone and focus on her own life. Maybe in a few years, when she has shown herself to be a decent human being, we will forgive her. For a dose of reality, I recommend watching Armada 12 Days to Save England. It shows Queen Elizabeth IV as she really was. Unlike The Crown, this is what the BBC excels at. Meanwhile, Harry continued to act out, not just because of his parents' toxic marriage, but this time for a shitload of reasons, like the idiot Windsors now having free reign over the heir as soon as Diana kicked the bucket. The spare starts his journey by being told he is worth less than his brother. Drip drip drip, Mom is no longer there to protect him. Mom is also not there to be a terrifying volcano of rage who put up with Harry's crap and will slap him if he shoves the cat's head down a toilet. There is old footage of her, where she is in the same room with her younger son and her voice drops low and her eyes start shooting the laser beams all moms inherit when their kid acts up. It was recorded for when she was planning a life outside the firm. He starts smoking, boozing, and drugging by the time he is 16. As a result, a 38-year-old man is going to have a bitch of a time getting real-world skills because of bad decisions made while he was younger. He seems to have dropped smoking and boozing and most of the bad habits, and that is good. But now he is a 38-year-old man who realizes advantages were given to Big Brother that was dismissed for Little Brother, and probably is angry. On top of what happened to Harry as a young man and teenager, further stupid things were done. If Harry is as stupid as people say he is, he wouldn't have the reported quick wit he has. He would be licking his own balls in a corner like one of the dogs and need a leash if he were as stupid as some proclaim him to be. That, and people tend to marry within 30 IQ points of each other. Plus that big of a drop in IQ between him and his big brother is statistically unlikely, unless he is brain damaged or something. I suspect he is brighter than he knows, but Eton is still and was then not well set up for a special ed kid. They house kids there. Their website seems to imply help for those with verbal learning disabilities. Harry is dyslexic. But if he had anything else, and I strongly believe ADHD figures into his profile, he would have been fucked. It is possible to be quite bright but be unable to sit still in class and have ants in your pants and have a very bizarre experience where you cannot see what others see when they look at a page of paragraphs. I doubt the Queen would have understood at all what a student like Harry needed, since that generation never believed in special ed. It was very much sink or swim. Throughout her reign, Queen Elizabeth II faced many challenges and upheavals, always maintaining composure and nobility. However, recent events involving Meghan Markle and Prince Harry have posed a significant challenge for the royal family. Although the Queen never publicly criticizes, Meghan Markle's controversial accusations and actions have raised frustration and anxiety in the hearts of many people, including the Queen. The Queen always wants unity and stability for the royal family, and these internal conflicts are certainly not within her expectations. This disappointment not only reflects personal feelings but also shows concern about the future and reputation of the royal family. Although Queen Elizabeth II always upholds the spirit of tolerance, Meghan Markle's recent events and actions have caused deep hurt and disappointment in her heart. Although the royal family has always placed an emphasis on reconciliation and unity, conflicts and controversies have posed a major challenge. The Queen, with her wisdom and experience over decades of reign, may not easily forgive actions that she considers harmful to the stability and reputation of the royal family. However, only time will tell whether there is any chance for forgiveness and healing in the future. In the context of recent conflicts and tensions, the British royal family will likely consider appropriate measures to protect its prestige and stability. Introducing measures and penalties against Prince Harry and Meghan Markle could be part of these efforts. These measures not only aim to maintain dignity and unity within the royal family, but also send a clear message about the responsibilities and obligations of members of the royal family. First, the royal family could consider limiting the royal rights and responsibilities of Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. This could include withdrawing royal titles, limiting their appearances at official events, and ceasing duties representing the royal family in charity and public activities. This restriction is not only intended to protect the image of the royal family, but also to ensure that their actions and words do not negatively affect the reputation and stability of the royal family. In addition, the royal family may also consider adjusting the financial and public sponsorship arrangements for Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. When they decided to step down as senior members of the royal family, a large portion of their income was changed. Further adjustments to these arrangements may aim to give greater clarity to their financial autonomy, while also protecting the royal family's resources and budget. Another measure that can be applied is to increase control and monitoring of the activities and statements of Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. With the strong development of media and social networks, their every statement and action can cause a strong wave of public opinion. Tighter monitoring could help the royal family better control the messages conveyed and minimize negative impacts. Finally, the royal family could consider holding family meetings to seek conciliatory solutions and dialogue. Although there are measures and penalties, the ultimate goal is to maintain family relationships and find the best path to resolve conflicts. These meetings can help members of the royal family better understand each other, providing an opportunity to express views and feelings, thereby working towards reconciliation and solidarity. While specific measures may not be made public, their consideration and implementation will reflect the royal family's desire to protect its values and traditions. The British royal family has always placed a strong emphasis on unity and stability, and decisions made will aim to protect and maintain these values in today's challenging context. Many British people, especially those with deep loyalty to the royal family, felt that the couple had exploited their royal reputation to pursue personal interests. Public interviews and controversial statements have sparked outrage, especially when negative details about life in the royal family are revealed. Some people believe that this not only affects the royal family, but also hurts the trust and respect that people have for the monarchy. However, there are also some who support Harry and Meghan, sympathize with the difficulties they face, and appreciate their decision to seek independence and personal freedom. These people believe that the couple courageously stood up to protect their family and mental health, and they deserve respect and sympathy. The diversity of British people's views on Harry and Meghan reflects a complex and multidimensional society. Hate is not the only or most common emotion. Instead, there was a mixture of disappointment, outrage, sympathy and support. Over time, public perception may change, but for now, the relationship between the couple and a segment of the British people is still tense and polarized. Well, that's all for today's video. Thank you very much for watching our video, and I want to know what you think about these issues. Please express your opinion in the comments below. Hope you will always be cheerful and happy. Don't forget to support us by liking, sharing, and subscribing to the channel. Goodbye and see you again in the next videos.